This is my Harbor Freight tire machine. It's been highly modified and everything's been welded. The videos that I looked at, people pretty much said you were going to ruin everything, and the piece that's already ruined is this. I didn't modify it, so of course it just crumpled out, so I'm going to have to get a better centerpiece, better pipe. First tire I tried was not this one, was a 17-inch 2010 Chrysler aluminum wheel, and this was not strong enough to break the bead on that sucker. But this one took very little pressure. The first one I took off the wheel was a 78 Ford 2000 farm tractor, and it worked. So I scrapped the wheel. The wheel was just rotten. So this is a 73 Dodge Dart wheel, and it came off like nothing. Let me flip it over and then I'll show you how easy it came off the rim. So basically, I flipped it over. See if I can do this with one hand. This goes right there underneath that rim, and you just push down on it. I had some BFGs that I tried to get off the rim without this tire tool and literally tore the bead on the tires, so the tire wasn't usable when I got it off. Now I made this rubber pad so that would stick on there better. So that's supposed to go down on there and tighten this thing up. But as you see, it's not really working on this rim, so I may not be able to use this rubber pad, but let me use two hands. Basically, you just put this in here. I'm sure if you've seen some other videos, and you tighten this sucker down like a nut and a bolt. So it's going down on there, but basically it's destroying that piece. Need two hands, and it's acting like it's doing something weird, but let me put down the camera so I can tighten that down. So basically, this, if you're pulling this off on this side has to be under this second lip right there. So this bead has to go, it can't stay up. And that's the whole secret to getting a tire off, because this tire has to scooch that way. And the only way to do that is to be under that so it can pull that way to have enough room to come over the lip. I didn't know that. I just had this right here up like this and trying to pull it over there. Ended up tearing my tire. So that's the secret to getting tires off if you've never done tires, and that's why you see people pushing down on this side, and that side the bead reconnected, so it's gonna have to pull that off, but I did it with my hand already. So basically I'm gonna need two hands to do this. Basically put that over there like that. That's got to go on this side or that side, and that's got to go down. See how tight that got? They got super tight. So that's got to be down under that thing in order to pull that around. And being wet helps. Got to have two hands. But see how that's going to tear up the rim? See, these aren't like a new tire. You get a new tire on a new car, and same thing with this. It's got to stay over there. You got to grab down in that side and pull that off. So let me do that one more time, take a picture. I had to jab that way down in there and grab that. And then you can pull that up, get the party started. I'm on this side, so maybe I could go that way. Maybe I can't. Go on this side of the bar. Need my second. Trying to film, hold it with my foot. Not even got this one wet. Put some soap on it. I wasn't very bright. Getting hung up right there on those weights. Sorry about that, but one-handed, filming with one hand. There you go. So one nasty tire. That blew up just sitting on the car. So why I wanted to do this myself is this gets you the opportunity to paint this rim before you take it and put a tire. Because if you go buy a used tire, it's going to cost you, you know, 30 bucks, but they ain't going to clean, they ain't going to paint, they ain't going to do any of that kind of stuff. So I want to have it prepped and painted. Hit this with some black on the side, hit this with some silver without the tire being on there, because this is my Dodge Dart wheel. So that's basically it, but I need to repair this piece. It's collapsing, but that's basically it. Filming this took 5 minutes, so it took less than 5 minutes to get this off. So I mean, it's probably worth the money if you want to. But all this modifications, if I hadn't modified it, this thing would have already fallen apart. But I got me a good pallet. Went and got an extra pry bar to get that tractor off. I had to use two pry bars. I bought that one at Northern Tool that came from Harbor Freight. And I got valve stems and tire tools and all kinds of good stuff that I bought. But thing is that I could not break the bead off of a 2000 aluminum wheel with this. Did not have enough pressure and force to break the bead off of a aluminum wheel. All right, here's one of the finished products. Basically, we're going from a 225/70 14, so it's definitely a lot taller. I paid 70 bucks for a pair of these. This was blown out. Probably a little high, but those are some big tires. They're just cheap, even though they're the Hancock. They are balloons like these. You can just smush them. Just not much there as in durability. So here's our victim. This is again showing you how crappy these tires are, but they're great for our homemade tire machine. Basically painted it, and that's the whole point of kind of having this tire machine myself, so I can paint them, do them, not get charged 15 bucks to take them off, put them back on, and then I can't do the work on them like I want to. So I'm going to actually videotape this on a tripod. This gets put on there on the little hole. This is the opposite of going on. I've already put the valve stem on, the new valve stem. Going to end up pinching my hand. Don't want to do that. That will take the fun out of it. And then that's got to go in that little hole. And you center it up the best you can. Then this is the other things that I wanted to film. That cheap one cratered, so I cut the things off. And I have a pad that I made out of a truck mud flap. That goes on there to protect the rim. Then this goes on there. It just sits in there and smooshes down. And you take this thing. Also had to modify this. It looks like crap welding. I am not a professional welder, but I can glue it together. So basically that goes on there. Use your super tool to tighten it as necessary, which is this. Goes in there and tighten that down to your pleasure, which is pretty good. Now for the fun part, I bought some tire goo, some tire soap. I bought a whole gauntlet of little parts and pieces to help out with this. I'm not sure if this was doing much of anything, and I'm not even sure how much to put in there. I am not a tire guy. In fact, I'm a little nervous about doing these tires because I don't have the confidence with it. But you got to learn sometime. Just got to be careful, watch where your fingers are. I am wearing safety glasses. I think I have the COVID, so I've been trying to stay away from people this week. Now I'm going to put it on the tripod so you can watch this thing go together. There is a special tool for airing these up, but I didn't need it. I just aired it up and the bead popped on there about 10 psi. So I'm going to put this on the tripod. Okay, now I know this is a little messy spot right here, but this is what I got. So this pallet can be moved up in the thing. I've already put the tire slime on there. This side, you can almost push it on there. I don't have the confidence or the ability to do that. So I gotta use this tire tool underneath there. Everybody's going to be laughing at me, but this is only the second tire I've ever put on. So I'm going to take some small bites. I see a lot of people, they can get it on there by themselves. Look at that, went flying by. So I just don't have the confidence or the skill level, considering this is my second tire. Actually, I did the tractor tire. But, again, getting this thing on there, I had help holding it. I'm going to have to watch some more YouTube videos myself to learn how to do this. I have a little holder. What I don't like is there's a bridge here, and it's really hard to get that over there. So again, thank goodness I got two tire tools, and you can just take little small bites. Everybody will probably say you're using the wrong side of the tool. Maybe so, but again, small little tiny bites. Small tiny bites. Redo the bites. Why? It's so hard. End up punching myself in the face with the tire tool. That's what's going to end up happening. Little tiny bites. Little tiny bites. I can do it. I can feel it. I can feel it happening. Now, this again is supposed to be way down underneath that ridge, and it is. And this is where I've always torn my tires without a little machine here. Because basically, right in here and here, they just tear because you're trying to use dumb screwdrivers and stuff. Trying to do it on the floor with it flopping around. This tire is pretty new, so that helps. Most of the tires I've tried to change is a rotten tire for another rotten tire. And not having a lot of room here kind of sucks. Should put that the other way so it'll hook. There we go. I just made $10. Okay, so now it's on there, and then just setting that bead. have any problems with the other one. I just aired it up. I don't like that part of the system either. Alright, so there's our second tire mounted. We'll go over there, put all this stuff back. All my tire supplies, parts and pieces and such. Already done. Lost the 2 caps. Anyhow, time out on the video. Alright, from here we're going to set the bead. I ain't got anything special, it's just air. And you can just air this sucker off the bead. Not like on the tire shop, you got to air it up fast. It'll pop on there. There went the bottom one, I heard that pop. Still going, hasn't popped. These tires are so crappy. It reminds me of like a balloon. Let's see how much air I got in there. We have about 20 psi. That thing just about popped. There it comes. Oh, there it goes. And that is still not quite 30 psi. Everybody's probably saying, why didn't I use this? This is about 15 psi off. So that's probably more like 35 psi right there. 32. That's probably plenty of air. I think these things probably only take 32. So it's 51 psi max pressure, so you can just go crazy on those. 32-ish. There we go. Kind of a boring video part, but to show you that even somebody that don't know how to do tires can do it. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's our tire video. 2 new tires. It cost 70 bucks. Saved 15 bucks per tire. So that would have been 50 bucks each at the tire shop. I probably could have got them for 35 each, but they wouldn't have been this size, 225, 70, 14. It's hard to get a match set, so that's why I bought it. So at least the 2 on the back will be big, they'll match. I got all kinds of cars to put these on, but those are bigger than what I want. They're just big old balloons, but they'll be fine on them cars that are just sitting around.